This is to S0413, labelled Century 22. You can choose to love. You can choose to be in love. I've chosen to be in love with God. I can tell you why too, because it's in my best interest. I mean, that's the reality. I'm doing it because, my goodness, that's the best way to go. I know it. I've experienced being in love. Love is the best state I've ever been in. And I can choose that. I choose to be in love, just as I chose as a young lad to be happy. 11 or 12, 13, whatever it was. And I got called happy. I chose it. I just realised this is in my best interest. Not be like Mum, constantly courting unhappiness and tragedy. I choose to be happy. I did something similar when I realised that Mum too was courting harm by an obsession with horror stories and poltergeists and things like that. I thought, no, I choose not to. I refuse to think of such. I simply choose not to. And that gave me a great freedom from such concerns. And you can choose love. You don't have to come the Christian way of the tragedy of life and salvation and blood and forgiveness and all the guilt gone and all that guilt trip stuff. You don't have to come that way. You could come the way of just gratitude. And you can just come the way of choice. I choose to love God, the personification of all that I understand to be good and right and best. And sure, that's covered by who I am and my self-interest, because I'm a child. I have a very limited view of self. It's very narrow. But God's well able to put that right. I can trust him for that. I choose to trust him for that. He's my God. Wonderful Dad. I choose to be in love. I choose joy. I choose life. I choose to forgive. I choose to give. To give away. I choose to be helpful when others would not be. I choose to have compassion. I'll tell you why. I know it blesses me having such. And I know it blesses them too, of course. I choose to love God as my Dad, heavenly, eternal, perfect, wonderful Dad. Why is it I choose to do so? Because I'm a child of God, of course. It seems most reasonable to me. It's what you expect of a child of God. Isn't that wonderful? I'm given my ignorance and my freedom, and I can reveal who I am. I choose God. I choose God. I choose you, God. Love you, Dad. Love you, Dad. I am your son.